Hey, friend. Welcome back. Now, let's go talk to this person over
It's a
here.
chair. That's Fiona, my landlady. She's all right.
That's good.
It's Fiona.
Landladies aren't always all right.
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
I know it's not something the developers can necessarily account for, like it'd be more work and whatever, but the shift in April's voice from saying like, "Oh, it's Fiona" to how sleepy and tired she sounds is so abrupt. Gets me. I mean, it seems like we're chill with her, to be honest, though.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling. Mickey woke me up screaming in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
That doesn't sound like Mickey.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress-related. After all, the exhibition's right around the corner.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
I think you work too hard, darling. You need to relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
No, I don't know, but apparently you do.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, well, April's only 18 and from the sounds of it, very sheltered. So, yeah, wouldn't expect her to be very hedonistic.
Where's everybody this morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement. Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when you took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
She's just as headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
I fully agree with Fiona.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
I have to say, the position she's in does not look terribly comfortable. Like, she's like laying and doing that on the couch is not usually very comfy.
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey then, except for the sex, of course.
That's a pretty big except for, Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt, and although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have told her. She won't listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here. Next to you and Charlie, she's my favourite tenant.
How many tenants are there? Is there like an upstairs to our upstairs? So we saw there were 4 doors. So that was April and Charlie and Zach, and we don't know who the other one is. Could be Emma. I mean, I imagine this place has to have more than 4 tenants.
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
How long have you known Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in. Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual, genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
Okay, but based on you saying that, I would think we realize what you mean. There's really only one thing that anyone means if they say more than a friend. Romantic.
What's up with Zach Lee?
Zach? I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
I mean, I disagree, because he seems quite terrible, but, you know, whatever. I don't own this building.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? It's not much to say, darling. I love my job, I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in Newport.
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realized she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner-city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armor, that's for sure, but she knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
All right. I do have to say, when I was very little first playing this game, I am pretty sure this is the first piece of media I ever encountered that had LGBT people of any kind in it. And having it just, it's so matter of fact, not any big call out to it or anything like that. I can only assume that had quite an effect on me. And that's one reason that I love this game.
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favorite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub. It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
And I suppose you did, since April seems to be extremely broke and at least still has somewhere to live.
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds. Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
Yes, I've practiced. I may be an inner city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
Very prescient.
Do you and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room. And, of course, the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
All right, we've filled out that topic. On to the next.
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
Oh God, so they don't just look terrible, they also smell terrible? Ugh.
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient. And it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
Not surprising.
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
And which one is it? Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
All right.
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
No, I think we asked you so many questions. That was a lot.
I'd better get going.
Off to school.
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
All right. Okay. I didn't look at the
Emma
table.
picked this table up at a flea market for $10 last month. That's $9 more than it's worth.
Yeah, I'm like, are you telling me this place didn't have a table this entire time until now? I can see all the cracks and everything.
They really knew how to design tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
Oof.
They really knew how to It's supposed to be a coffee table.
All right, I think it's time to go to the great outdoors.
More fans. Proper air conditioning was apparently never a viable alternative for the contractor. More fans.
Yeah, that is not fun. Especially since Newport sounds like it's an extremely horrifically hot place.
I love this mural, even though the motif is a little trite. I mean, fairy tale forests and magical dragons? Still, it's pretty. I wonder what happened to the artist. Probably making a bundle from cheesy fantasy calendars and book covers.
It is pretty.
It's a pretty mural.
Oh, I see the dragon. I think that's supposed to be the dragon. I actually never noticed this mural has a dragon. There's a person who honestly looks like a shadow to me. Tree. Alright, let's see what's over here. What's over here?
What a mystifying contraption, and completely absurd. What are all these valves and wheels and thingamajigs for? What grand purpose does it all serve?
I don't know. Grand purpose.
The water tank's full. It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off. It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Well, I imagine this is the pressure.
I guess that's a pressure gauge.
And
It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
yeah, I guess. I wouldn't know.
Mystifying.
I wouldn't know.
That's probably Mickey's handiwork. She's the tool gal around these here parts. I wonder why she put the clamp there, though. That's probably Mickey's handiwork. She's the tool gal around... Oh. It seems the clamp served a purpose after all. What a surprise.
What a surprise indeed. Things serving purposes? Who'd have thunk? Oh, I didn't know.
That cable's been ripped in two. The cables are too far apart to tie them back together. Looks like a big piece of cable was torn off.
Alright. What do we have in here that can conduct? Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to give her the note. Back to the border house.
I saw this note on the corkboard. I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
They must be quite close.
Thanks. It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day. You know what's strange? I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. But I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me. I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again. Ever.
Hearing her say those lines makes me feel like those informed some thoughts of my own over the course of my life quite a bit. But yeah, I was gonna say Fiona and her must be quite close for her to be telling her even that little bit that she said about her dad at that moment, but now she just said all of that about her dad to Fiona that I'm like, yeah, okay. Y'all feel real close together. You definitely are not afraid to tell Fiona anything. Let's look at the ring.
Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday. Dad gave me this gold...
Okay. We got it.
Mystifying.
What was I doing? I was looking in my inventory. Oh yeah, to connect the cables. And I think actually that ring could be a good conductor.
I hope it doesn't melt or anything. It's alive!
Looks like no. Okay. And... oh? No. Oh wait, actually, yes. That was surprisingly easy. Can we look at it? Okay.
It's at 100.
Yeah, no, I know that. I guess this.
Oh, fudge! The pressure's probably too high.
Everything else? Oh. How did I not notice this before?
It's a pressure valve.
Or maybe I did. I don't remember. Oh, okay. That's for the pressure. Okay, so then this probably... got it. I am single-handedly resolving things. Maybe. How is it... I don't understand how this pipe is bursting with water, and then when we remove this, there's no holes or anything, because I mean, that's what it seemed like.
It's a clamp. It's a clamp.
Okay, I got it. Okay, there's literally nothing for us to look at it in there.
The ring seems to be working perfectly as a conduit between the two cable ends.
That it does.
I'm not leaving my gold ring. Somebody's going to have to replace that cable eventually.
I have to say, I was surprised I did that puzzle that quickly. I feel like when I was little, it took me a lot longer. I mean, it makes sense that it would take me longer, but yeah. But yeah.
That's Cortez. He sits in the same spot almost every day. I hate to admit it, he scares me a little.
Why?
It's Cortez.
Also, what is he looking at? Like in his hand. I don't actually see him holding anything. Okay.
It's a pretty
Oh.
mural.
Nope. I was trying to... No. Oh my god. Okay. Apparently I cannot run to him to talk.
Oye, señorita,
Yes?
How are you this morning, señorita bonita?
She's definitely hot, but maybe not how we should answer this.
I'm fine. And you?
Sunshine and pretty señoritas give an old man like me the blues. I like my days cold and rainy.
Me too.
In fact, I think I prefer the world to be in black and white.
Like an old movie.
Like all good movies. But tell me, señorita Ryan, how would you describe your perfect day?
I hear that and I just think how there was someone I knew that despised black and white movies and refused to watch a movie if it was in black and white solely for that reason, no other. I was like, alright, okay. I don't get it, and you're wrong, but alright. Anyway, yeah. I love cold and rainy. I hate hot and sunny. And unfortunately, hot and sunny is what I'm used to. And fun fact, so is the voice actor for this character of Cortez. I actually know of him from my childhood, which is funny.
Cold and rainy like yours.
Está bien. We are alike, you and I. But this heat is not why you are unhappy, no? You are troubled by nightmares.
What?
You are afraid of them. You even fear your dreams may be real.
Who told you about my nightmares?
No one. I can tell from looking into your eyes. I see the ghosts that haunt you.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but from now on, stay the hell away from me in my personal life.
No puedo, señorita Ryan. You have a destiny.
Destiny? I don't care what you think. Just leave me alone.
If you don't face them, I'm afraid your nightmares will continue. Soon they will appear to you even when you're awake.
You need some serious help, you know that?
We all do, April. That's the reason we are here, you and me.
That's it. I don't have to listen to this.
Perdóname. I've upset you. We didn't think you'd react this way.
We?
I hope we can talk again soon.
I don't think so, no.
Please, think about it. And señorita, cuidado. Be careful.
That was really weird. And looks like we got a new diary entry out of it. Did this not say where I was? Let me just... Okay. Yeah. Friday morning, again. Okay, so I'm like on my way to school. I'm half asleep. I'm hot. The weather's been unbearable these past few days, to say the least. And I just want to get to the studio as soon as possible. And then this guy Cortez, who's sitting outside the house like he does every single day, calls me over. Fine. Okay. I got nothing against the guy personally. I make small talk about the weather, just trying to get it over with. And then, how would he know that I've been having nightmares? Unless Emma or Charlie or Fiona told him, and I know they wouldn't have. How could he know? And I know he's nuts, but to think that I have some kind of destiny? The guy's been doing too many raptures or whatever they popped back when he was double digits. I have to say, for him being apparently that old, he does not sound it. Like, I mean, obviously I can't, the character model's not like perfect or anything, but I would have assumed the guy was like 40s, 50s. She makes it sound like he's like 90s. That is quite the view. It's kind of unbelievable that all of that is above this. This looks like so normal and not I don't even know how to describe what that was. It was just so much. Such a city, so much pollution, such everything. I can't even look at this person with the mohawk who's so happily trotting along.
From what I've been told, the clock stopped on the very day of the infamous Venice massacre in 2109, to the minute the police opened fire on the squatters.
Don't kick me.
From what I've been told, the clock...
Oh, that's a sad thing.
I like my outfit. It's inexpensive, but cool.
It is cool. It looks like a Rorschach test. And the pants are snazzy. Okay. Well, we need to work. We have to the park, to the cafe, of course to the border house, to the subway. This is nothing. Actually, let's go to the park. My goodness, this is quite a detour to get there. I thought this would connect there or like go like that or something.
I can't even begin to guess what that's supposed to be. Those freight trains pass by at least once every 5 minutes all day long. You get used to it, though. Eventually.
Oh boy.
Those freight trains pass by at least once. This guy's out here all day long, all year. He never stops painting. Ever. And I doubt he's ever finished even one painting. Very cubist. And not my style at all. Nothing adds more to the tranquility of a city park than a huge rusty iron bridge. Very... I can't even begin to guess what that's supposed to be.
I think the old iron thingy is ye old trash can.
I can't even begin to guess what that's supposed to be.
To the subway, to the bridges, to the bridges, to the academy.
Bishop and Anne Marie. He's a photography student. She's in my life study class. Nice couple.
Life study. I understand it's an art thing, but I'm not entirely sure what that is. Is that like drawing real figures?
Bishop and Anne Marie.
Oh.
No, I've got too much to do right now.
What?
It's the official VAVA notice board. Only registered students are allowed to put notices up here. The annual VAVA summer exhibit, August 11th through 18th. Oh, God, I'm actually expected to be ready by then.
I mean, yeah. I don't think anyone told you you weren't.
Need model to pose nude for serious work. P.S. Only looking for young and beautiful. It used to be chicks, then he crossed it out and wrote women. That's smooth, man.
Ugh. If I knew Zach wasn't whatever that person is, I would think that was Zach.
Film equipment for sale. Antique 16mm camera, projector, tripod, lenses, all for just, holy cow, $8,000? Who has $8,000 to spend on an old camera? Wait a second. This was posted by Zach. Oh, so it's definitely overpriced then. That guy would do anything to make money. Anything.
I mean, normally I would say do what you gotta do, but it's Zach, so no. Also, $8,000? I mean, these are students.
Actresses wanted for snuff movie parody. Meet up at Dock 12, Newport Harbor, Saturday at midnight, and keep quiet about it. If I was the suspicious type, I'd think this was kinda fishy.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe let's talk about this first before we just show up somewhere deserted in the middle of the night.
It's the official VAVA notice board. Only registered students. The Venice Academy of the Visual Arts. World renowned, prestigious, expensive, and my future alma mater, if all goes well with the exhibition and I get my grant, that is. The Venice Academy of the Visual Arts. That's Mary Sam, VAVA's founding mother and pro-Venice activist back before the riots. She was assassinated by a corporate hired gun right after the school opened some 90 years ago. That's Mary Sam, VAVA...
Alright. There's another weird iron thingy. Let's go in.
The Venice Academy of the Visual Arts.
This glove is just like almost in the center and it's a bright yellow. It's like first thing I noticed.
Somebody's thrown away a rubber glove. Somebody's thrown away a rubber glove. Why would somebody toss out a perfectly good work glove with just one big hole in it? What a terrible, terrible waste.
I mean, probably because it has one big hole in it. I don't know what they're using it for, but I assume they needed it without holes.
Art books. There's a really nice one here on Turner. I love his landscapes. Art books. There's a really nice... Olav's on a roll. Again. Does that guy ever run out of inspiration or energy? Must be the cold Norwegian winters. Nothing else to do but paint. Olav's on a roll. Don't want to disturb him. Nice. Very Van Goghish, with just a hint of Munch. Nice. Very Van Goghish.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I know those artists, but I can't understand what you're possibly seeing in there, and I would be curious to see what they were.
Emma's really good with the holosculptor, and her imagination is so vivid. Good thing we're best friends, or I might be jealous.
I wonder how you hollow sculpt something.
It's Emma's contribution to the exhibition. I have no idea what it is, and neither, apparently, does she. But it looks absolutely beautiful.
Does look cool.
It's Emma's contribution. These sinks are as old as the building itself, but at least they've been renovated quite recently. These sinks are some books on color, composition, and... duck hunting?
Like the game?
Some books on color. The tools of my trade. The best thing about working up here is that nobody borrows my stuff.
That's nice. That is definitely nice.
Those sketchbooks belong to some of the other students who share the space. Those sketchbooks belong to some of the other students who share the space. Art books, mostly. I've browsed through all of them, looked at the pictures, but I'd much prefer to see the paintings in real life. Acrylic and oil paints. I can only think of two things more depressing than a blank canvas. Death and taxes.
Classic.
I'm way past finger painting. I need a paintbrush and palette.
Good thing I picked those up.
It's a rubber glove, but it's pretty useless with that big hole in it. My paintbrush and palette. What more could a girl need? Maybe a blank canvas, a handsome nude model, and 6 hours of uninterrupted painting.
Well, I hope you get it one day, April. Oof.
Hiya.
Emma? Hi! I didn't expect to see you here today.
Me neither. Are you busy?
Nah. Well, I am. But I was about to wrap up for today anyway. Why? What's going on?
I have an important message for you.
I really hope it's not from my mom.
Not even close, girlfriend. It's from Cortez.
Cortez?
Yep. He said to tell you to meet him where children visualize their dreams.
Visualize dreams? What's that supposed to mean?
Me? I was hoping you would know.
Did he say anything else?
No, that was it. Why does he want to meet you? Oh, don't tell me. You guys are having a secret love affair.
Oh, yeah, we're eloping and flying to Africa tonight. It's all been happening so fast. My heart's aflutter.
Oh, how romantic. I couldn't imagine a better catch than Senor Cortez, the Latin lover.
That laugh.
Did he talk to you about nightmares?
No, why?
I don't know. It's just... my dreams are really starting to bother me.
There you go again with dreams. You're obsessing, April. They're just dreams. Sometimes a banana is just a banana.
Cigar.
And a dragon is just a dragon.
What's dragons got to do with it? Oh, don't tell me you had a dream about dragons.
Yes.
A dragon. A talking dragon.
I'm gonna regret this, but what happened in your dream?
Well, there was a dragon.
I think we established that already. You had a dream about a dragon.
Not just any dragon, though. A talking dragon.
Yep, we've been through that. Talking dragon covered. What did it say?
She. It was a she, a female dragon.
What, you could tell from the skirt, high heels, and lipstick?
Don't mock me, Emma. She said something to me. Something about being the mother of the future.
She probably said time to get up and go to school, April.
If you don't want to take my dreams seriously, I'll just stop telling you about them.
Is that a promise?
Like you're in any position to make fun of my dreams? Have you looked at your sculptures lately?
Oh, that's low. I'd punch you out if I wasn't so hungry. You want to go get some lunch at the Fringe?
Yeah.
I'll drop by after I clean up around here.
I'll be there for a while, so bye.
Sounds good.
Who's there? Okay. That was not a dream, I think.
I don't think so. New diary entry. It's Friday afternoon, and I actually got some work done on my painting this morning. What a shocker, right? What triggered this avalanche? Okay, it was more like a light drizzle, to be honest. Of creativity. The cup of cocoa I had last night, the weather, my pent-up sexual desires, my dreams. Sure, a nightmare about a talking tree. Wait, no. A wood spirit. A female dragon, and a chaos vortex? That's sure to release some kind of creative juices. Yeah, right. Okay, so I work on my painting for a few hours, and then Emma drops by and drops a bomb on me. This person, Cortez, he wants to meet me, and not only that, he doesn't just come out and say where he wants to meet me. No, he gives Emma a riddle for me to solve, where kids visualize their dreams. Oh boy. This guy is nuts. He can just wait where kids visualize their dreams for the rest of the summer as far as I'm concerned. So I finally snapped and gone off the deep end. I just knew my nightmares would fry my brain cells eventually, but I never imagined I'd start seeing things. But there it was, as clear as day, and I'm thinking, should I go get myself committed now or after dinner? Because, April, girl, I gotta tell you, what you saw today is not exactly the product of a healthy mind. Hollow sculptures don't just come to life without there being drugs or plain old looniness involved. But then again, if I am insane, why aren't I seeing fluffy pink rabbits right now? And how come nobody's noticed anything weird about me? I think maybe, and I hate to say this, I think maybe I gotta talk to this Cortez guy after all. Because he did say something about my nightmares coming to life. Okay, now I know I'm going crazy. Alright. Well, we're seeing things in hollow sculptures and being told to meet old men where children visualize their dreams. And we will get to doing that in the next one. See you then.